Love lives here.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning again. Welcome to more of you, and welcome to more of you joining us there online at home. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble responding to you at home if you're on Facebook. It's been pretty easy to respond to those of you on YouTube today. For some reason, StreamYard is not wanting to let me talk to you all at home there on Facebook, but that doesn't mean you can't still talk to me and we can share it in the room, etc. So please feel free to go ahead and make sure to let us know that you are live there at home or wherever you are in the world, so we can include you in our morning table this morning. And don't forget, also, a little bit later, we will be moving to the morning table, and so you can join us online in our Zoom room, so at our Zoom table. So for those of you joining us at home or somewhere else, maybe you're at the park or a library or you're out camping, wherever you are, make sure that you join us. So great to see you this morning, Vicki, and good to see you, Mom and Dad in Vegas, and everybody else there at home. Go ahead and type in where you are watching us from. Good to see you all. Great to see all of you here in the room as well. Today we are talking about love in action. Today we are talking about love in action. Well, y'all out of practice. I can't go away so long anymore. All right, you lose practice. All right, so love in action it is. So what is our focus statement, my beloveds? Yes, we embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. You said that okay. I think you kind of mean it. But yeah, when I go out, and I was in Mexico, as you know, for a couple of weeks, and I was at the the Convention of the Americas, where I had the opportunity to not only do a workshop and not only do the call to ministry for the graduates of the School of Spiritual Leadership in Latin America, but in Spanish, by the way. And but I also had the opportunity to present the keynote address on the final night, which was on Friday, the 6th. So I will be sharing that with you next week. However, as I was with all my beloveds there in Central America and Latin America, and then Eddie and I went to Seattle, and as we were with beloveds in Seattle, people ask me about our community, and I tell them that everyone in our community who's been around for, more than once, right, knows this statement of our focus statement, which is, yes, we embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. And so then they always ask me, well, what does that mean? And I have an answer, but I'm curious as to what your answer is. So for my beloved Roxanne, who loves processes and who loves it when we as a community do processes together on Sunday mornings, I invite you to make sure that you have a piece of paper in front of you, or a device, and I invite you to make sure you have a pen that writes. I know that can sometimes be a challenge because our fancy pens have started to get a little bit older, and so they're getting a little more dry and brittle. So find yourself a pen that actually works, okay? And we're going to do a process here. We're going to do a little bit of processing, and then we are going to go to the morning table. And for those of you at home, I did go and get my coffee, so much better. So, before we do that, I just want to make sure you're prepared. Okay. So, we are a center for spiritual living, yes? Not a center for spiritual sitting on our butts, right? So, a center for spiritual living, therefore, implies that not only are we being, but we are also doing, yes? And so when we talk about love, We know that love is just not an idea. It's not just an ideal. That it's not just a feeling, ka-thump, ka-thump, ka-thump. Hi, my love. Hi. Right? It's not just that. Oh, Marty thought, oh, hi, Marty. Marty thought I was talking to him. I don't know, Vicky might have something to say about that, Marty. So it's not just about that feeling of love, right? Love is a verb. Love is not just a noun. Love is a verb. Love is an action, meaning we have to take love and we have to put it into action. We must act from and act in and act with love as the center of our being, as the presence of who we are, recognizing that it is the very who of who we are, that we are inseparable from it, that there is only one life, one love, that is back of all of life, back of all of creation. It is the creator. It is the creative force. It is consciousness itself. And the only thing that exists is this one energy that we choose to call love. We don't choose, we can choose to call it Ed. We can choose to call it Anita. We can choose to call it Jeannie. We can choose to call it Jabel. We can choose to call it Alan. It doesn't care what we call it, right? It doesn't care. What it knows is that it's love. It's unconditional love. That is the pure essence, pure energy, pure joy, pure harmony, pure bliss that brought forth all of life, all of creation, that is unfolding and continuing to unfold in perfect action, in divine right order, in absolute perfection in every single way. It's when we humans, which are also love made manifest, start getting in there and mucking about a little bit, that not everything always feels like love. Sometimes it doesn't feel like love, right? But it's our job as love made manifest. I've shared this with you before. I share this with you now. I share this with everybody I meet when I have an opportunity to speak. If you're wondering what your life purpose is, if you're out there seeking, I need my purpose, I can't find my purpose, I don't know what my purpose is. Your purpose is to be the power and the presence of love made manifest here and now on earth. That's it. Your purpose, your sole purpose, your singular purpose is to be the power and the presence of love made manifest. How you go about showing up like that is your vision, your idea, the way that life expresses through you or love expresses through you, or the way you clamp it off, right? Sometimes we want to clamp stuff off, we want to shut stuff down. How open you are to it, how open you are to giving, how generous you are, how much you experience and feel the love within you and radiate it out, that is the amount of love. Love is inexhaustible, right? Ernest Holmes defines love as the ever-givingness of spirit, meaning that there is no exhaustion. There is no way of ending love. There's no way of cutting it off. There's no way of stopping it. There's no way of making it smaller. Love is love. It is forever, it is infinite, and it is eternal. Okay? We good? Roxanne, are you ready to do some closed-eye process? Yes. All right. Not to call you out, but, I know you like these. Okay. So Roxanne was worried that I was just going to call her out and say, hey, what does it mean to you? And when I said we're all going to do it, she's like, ooh, all right, we're good. All right. So, doesn't mean it won't come to you later. Anyway, love you. Okay. So, I invite us all to take a nice deep breath and out. And center in and ground in, recognizing that this breath is the breath of life that is maintaining and sustaining you, that is maintaining and sustaining all of life and all of creation. There's nothing you need to do with this breath, just simply notice. As the song said, gently breathe. You don't need to change it. And notice how, as you're breathing, the breathing just happens. There's an inhalation, a slight pause, and then an exhalation. And the cycle repeats. It's just a natural rhythm. This is the rhythm of life. This is the rhythm of the universe. This is the rhythm of spirit. It is the rhythm of creation. It is the rhythm, it is the breath that maintains and sustains its beloved creation. And its beloved creation is you. And you are it. And so if this is the ever-givingness of spirit, the breath of life, the ever-givingness of spirit, spirit is withholding nothing from you. Spirit is never withholding anything. In fact, spirit is maintaining and sustaining, giving the gift of love to, through, and as you, in you. So I want you to center into this oneness and anchor into this love that is. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Feel free to jot down any notes as I ask you these questions that you may have and answer to these questions. Allow the wisdom that is in the center of your being to answer the questions. Don't answer them from your head. You're not trying to please me. You're just going to answer from the inner wisdom, the infinite inner wisdom that is love inside of you. And so the first question, how do you define unconditional love? How would your wisdom self define unconditional love? And simply allow what comes through to come through. It may be random. It may feel random. But simply allow this idea of unconditional love to define itself for you. And with the next breath, we say the phrase every week, the transformative power of love. The transformative power of love. What does this phrase mean to you? Allow this phrase of transformative power of love reveal its meaning to you. This one works. And with the next breath, how has the power of love transformed you in your life? How has the power of love transformed you in your life? So every week we open with our focus statement of we embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. So the next question I have for you is, how are you showing up as the transformative power of love with your family, with your friends, and with your community? How are you showing up? How are you demonstrating? How are you showing up as the transformative power of love with your family, your friends, and your community? However you define community. And breathing in again. In what ways are you emboldening people to live their highest potential in your sphere? In what ways are you emboldening people in your sphere of influence? In what ways are you emboldening people in your sphere of influence to live their highest potential? How are you emboldening people in your sphere of influence to live their highest potential? Breathe in again. Returning to the breath, just focusing on the presence, feeling the rhythm of life, feeling the rhythm of breath, feeling the love, the unconditional love maintaining and sustaining you. I invite you to return to this time and space, and we will go to tables for our discussion. You have these questions to share with one another. The ones that I just shared with you, you can use your answers for the ones that I shared with you, or the questions I was just asking you to spark your discussion. And then there are also these questions on the screen. What does the transformative power of love mean to you? How do you define it and interpret it? How has the power of love transformed your life? Both of those were questions that I asked. And then, what are some examples of love in action? So I invite you to go to tables. Right? When we approach something from love, then we're not operating in fear, right? And fear leads to separation. Fear leads to discord. Fear leads to disharmony. But love can move mountains, as the song said, right? There's no dream that can't come true. There's nothing we can't rise above. We just need a little love to light the way, a little faith, and a little trust. And so it is. So this week, because it's Labor Day weekend, no homework. Exactly. I made you labor in here today. And because I made you labor in here today, I'm not going to assign you any homework. However, these questions, that you have here will be posted on the website and also in our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our Morning Table Facebook group, I invite you to please join the Morning Table Facebook group, because we do have discussions happening in there all week long. Every Sunday afternoon, the affirmation for the week is posted, and then on Mondays, you'll see the Would You Rather conversation starter. So this morning, because of Labor Day and the weekend was brought to you by unions and by labor, right? So thank you for that, right? Yay, we have a weekend. Well, some of us do anyway. So we have a weekend, right? So the morning table question, or the icebreaker question this morning, the would you rather question this morning was, would you rather work 5 8s or 4 10s? 4 10s? How about zeros? 4 10s? What? 980. Wow. Every other Friday off? Okay. Every other Friday off? All right, that could work. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so 980. All right, every other Friday. It all works, right? Somehow we got lost. All right. So, no homework this week because you've labored enough in here today, but those questions will be available to you in the Facebook group as well. So please, if you haven't signed up for the Facebook group, do so. All right. So let's come together in consciousness, shall we? Recognizing right here and right now that there is just one power, one presence, one life, one love that is the be-all, end-all. It is the Alpha, the Omega. It is eternal, ever present, always evolving, always expressing, always fulfilling and living and moving and breathing and being as its entire creation. And we are that creation. We are one with this one, infinite and eternal within it. We live, move, breathe, and have our being in and as love. The power and the presence of love is our purpose here on earth. And so I give thanks for all of the beloveds who have shown up here this day, who have said yes to being love in action this day, who continue to be the transformative presence, the transformative power of love in their families, with their friends, and their community. I am so grateful for each and every one, for each small act of love. There is no act of love that is too small, that doesn't ripple out and have impact globally and universally. And so I give thanks for this beloved community. I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. I let it be, and so it is. And I invite everyone to stand and let's say this affirmation together. I put my love in action. Let's hear it. I can't hear you. I put my love in action. Yes, so something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. I move love forward because love lives here. Happy Sunday.